Okay. All right, 7 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. The location of the fire exit doorways are on either end of the hallway in case of emergency. The AED machines hanging on the wall directly across the main door. Please turn off all cell phone and pagers. Clerk, please take the roll call. You got a sheet with you?
Mr. Rath.
Here.
Mr. Ellsworth.
Here.
Mr. Boz.
Here.
Mr. Haight.
Here.
Mr. Vogler.
Here.
Okay, I'll give you a minute to check the minutes of January 17th, 2023.
Motion of minutes.
Second. Motion made by Carl Ross, seconded by Rock Ellsworth to approve the minutes of January 17th, 2023 as presented. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Boz.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Haight.
Abstain.
Carl Roth.
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye.
Carried. Okay, this evening we have no public hearing, so we'll move down to the agenda. James and Jenny Lynch, 1360 Lake Road.
Yeah.
You would like to produce eggs?
Yes, this is our first time meeting here. Should I come up or can I stay?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just give us an idea of what you'd like to do, so.
Okay. We have under an acre, on our property, and we are just looking to get 6 chickens. Where we want to have them, they would be enclosed in a run and a coop right next to our barn, right on the back half.
Okay. Have you by any chance had experience with chickens or animals?
I take care of ducks for someone down on Moscow Road. And a couple of our neighbors also have chickens, and it has never hindered us in any way. Our kids actually enjoy going down and seeing them, so we wanted to look into getting some as well.
The reason I ask that is because we've granted several of these, and within a year or two, most of them are gone because unfortunately chickens get sick, they sometimes die, and so you have to be able to handle something like that. Isn't everybody equipped to do this? So just a question I asked to see if you are sincere.
Yeah, I've been taking care of Andy and Denise's Simpsons ducks for about 5 years now. So I know a little bit about it, and it's just something as a family that we wanted to look into doing.
Okay, all right. I realize price of eggs hasn't been too cheap.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Is there any questions from the board?
How many chickens are you supposed to have?
Only about 6, because I know typically it's like 10, I think it said per acre. So we're only about 6, because we really don't have a ton of room, and we are, right on 19 here, so.
And I think Ag and Markets requires you to buy a minimum
Yes,
of
there's a
6.
minimum of 6, so obviously we couldn't do 12, because then it goes over the 10 per acre anyways.
And if we okay this, we put the stipulation in no roosters.
No, we don't want one. There's currently one behind us somewhere, but we don't do that in our backyard.
Okay, well, we can schedule a public hearing
Okay,
for next month and go from there, see what happens.
okay, all right, well, thank you very much.
I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing for James and Jenny Lynch, 1360 Lake Road, for a request to keep 6 chickens on a lot of 0.38 acres sometime after 7 o'clock on Monday, March 20th.
Motion made by Rocky Ellsworth, second by Carl Roth to schedule a public hearing for James and Jenny Lynch, 1360 Lake Road, for the keeping of housing of 6 chickens for March 20th after 7 o'clock. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Boz.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Haight.
Aye.
Carl Roth.
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye.
Okay, you have your $75 in prior to February 27th.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
On the Saturday ahead of that Monday, sometime after 10:30, we'll come around to kind of see the location of that. We like to view any property before we vote on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, like I said, it'll be sometime after 10:30 because we'll have several places we gotta look at on the Saturday ahead.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, you'll be all set to go.
Thanks.
And all your neighbors within 500 feet will be notified, so
Okay.
if you get questions from them, you know, answer them ahead, it might.
Yeah, we've already notified them that we were looking into it, and they're pretty good with it.
Okay, we'll move down to Nathan Amy Smith.
Good evening.
We're back.
Yeah, you're back again. So you changed the dimensions a little bit?
A little bit, yep. So originally, back in October, when we were granted the variance, I was hoping to do a steel structure building. And during the structure of those, the span is 25 feet for the upright. So a 50-foot distance was a nice round number. Unfortunately, I had trouble finding anyone that would erect a steel building. And so I've gone back to a pole barn type of building. So it's gonna be a wooden post with the steel siding and roof. And they say that they put their posts 8 foot on center. So 50 feet isn't easily divisible by 8, but 48 is. So we knocked the 50 dimension down to 48 and widened it from 30 to 32. Since
Right, it's
divisible
basically the same square footage, but a little different
Yeah,
configuration.
I think it might be a little bit larger by like 36 square feet or something, but it's relatively the same thing. So just shrunk it, changed it.
Now,
And
you're sure the height is 21 feet?
so I called the builder for the 4th triple check, quadruple check. I had him make sure, because I didn't realize the variance had to be that accurate. And he ran the numbers with the trusses, and he came back and he said, good thing you asked me to run it again, because he forgot to add the 2x4 thickness and the sheet metal thickness. So it's actually 21 foot 6 inches is what they're estimating the peak height to be on the outside of the building.
So I would say, I don't know what the board thinks, I would think you should go to 22
That way there's any,
for the variance
For the-
because
As
Yeah,
long
for
as
the
the building
variance.
doesn't have to be
Yeah.
22 plus or minus.
Yeah.
you've gotta be realistic and when it comes to
22 or
inches, that's ridiculous.
yeah,
Okay,
so if, again, a month from now, if we say 22 feet, you can't go over 22
I can
feet,
go-
but you can
You
go
can go
to
under
that.
it,
okay,
and that's not a problem.
okay.
If things, variations in there,
I'm fine with that.
um,
I don't know if you guys can look up the code, but in the agenda, the 15-foot high per code, I'm not sure that number is real, 521C3B. I think it should be 520-21. C4B. So I think we may have missed the 520 precedence. I think we just. Or maybe the electronic version is slightly different.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to just double check, make sure that that is the right
He
code.
thinks the 520-21B should be, say,
So 521C3B, I don't even know if that's a legit like number. I'm looking at 520. That's 520 hyphen, if you will, 27. I'm sorry, 520-21 C4B.
Five twenty 21
Yep,
is shoreline residential, which is
Yep.
what you are.
yep.
And over on our next page here, have that
Okay.
56A.
So 15 feet.
C4.
We have 520C.
That's a considered accessory building.
Yes. Well, that's a single family dwelling. Is the other one I was looking at, 520 21 B2A, is detached private garages and carports. With this, I don't, is that 520 C4? That's more for,
C4B is for accessory.
oh, okay, yeah, right.
Accessory
C4B.
building, not person.
Yeah, I think C4B is,
Shoreline district.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's not a detached.
No, it's an accessory building.
Yeah.
Used for storage, correctly?
Yep. That was local B, right?
What was your page number?
Page number,
Or code number?
alright, total code number 520-21 C as in Charlie, 4 B as in Bravo.
Yeah, that's the one that's talking about
Right here,
accessory
yeah.
structures.
Yeah.
height for accessory buildings,
Yeah.
and exceed 15 feet.
I think it's,
That's what it says, 15 feet. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's 15 feet, that's what the code says.
Yep.
So, yeah. And it was part of
Yep. dot our i's, cross our t's, make sure we got the right code written down.
No, I agree.
And, alright, and you said might as well go 22 feet, just so we have
Right,
a little
yeah,
bit
just
over.
be on the safe side.
Alright.
Any further questions? If not, we'll schedule a public hearing
public hearing, it has to be that, we have to restart everything,
Yeah,
alright.
Yeah, that we
because
can't
everything
put
else was, the height wasn't ever in the original one, so we have to start over again.
The height's
So
there,
it'll be a 30-day delay.
yeah. The original plans I did submit has a height of 21 feet, but I guess it wasn't clearly
It
called
wasn't
out.
in our,
Yeah.
it wasn't in the original motion to say that.
Yep.
That height was in there.
The 520-21B2A, is that well understood? Because I believe there was confusion on the barn being in the front yard, which is in the backyard on the shoreline.
Where your building's in the backyard.
Right, we're good?
There's
On the
no
lake,
confusion.
Okay.
the closest, the roadside is the backyard, the lakeside's the front yard, so.
Okay. And then the only other one that I don't see on here, and maybe I'm drilling too deep, but 520-21C5. There's a statement of maximum lot coverage of 15%, the impervious surfaces.
Yes.
According to my estimations, I think I'm over by 0.2%. So,
0.1%.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'm off, but should we put that in the variance and say I need 20% just so we're clear, or are we close enough?
Depends on what kind of ruler you get.
I could go back and remeasure, but I'd hate
No,
to
no, no.
put something up and then.
I mean, it's no different if we put it in there.
Right, as long as we're doing the
As long as
hearing.
we gotta redo the hearing, so we put it in there, that way there, if
Okay.
it's over the,
I'd rather be safe than sorry. I gotta put in a permit and it's gonna cost me some money to get there and
Oh, yeah.
no, I've got a bunch of wood in the yard that I can't get rid of, so.
We probably should have caught the height, the main one's the height variance.
Yeah, I thought I mentioned it last time, but we're good. You want me to repeat that last impervious surface clause?
C5.
C5, 15%. Want to give me 20%? That way I'm under by quite a bit. Go for 20% or
Let's make it 18.
18%?
Well, just to be on you're still safe. And the lower you keep the number, the better it looks.
Right, then it isn't like a substantial variance.
Okay? Any other questions? We should be getting this cleared up pretty quick.
No, I think I'm good. I don't know of anything else, and if anything else comes up, I guess after I put in the permit, I don't know how that works, but I'm gonna.
No, I think this will clear it up.
Alright.
This will be all right. Hey, board.
I would make a motion that we schedule a public hearing for Nathan and Amy Smith at 6984 Benedict Beach Road for a public hearing on March 20th after 7 p.m. A variance from code 520-21C4B. The code requires a 15-foot height, and they are requesting a height of 22 feet, so it's a 7-foot variance. In town code 520-21C5, the town code requires 15% impervious surface, and with this barn, it's gonna be closer to 3% variance, so 18% impervious surface.
Second.
Motion made by Eddie Hayes, second by Rocky Ellsworth to schedule a public hearing. Excuse me, for Nathan Amy Smith, 6984 Benedict Beach Road, for the erection of an accessory building for Monday, March 20th at 7 o'clock. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Lauren Boss,
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Ed Hay,
Aye.
Carl Rock.
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye.
Hey, carried, you're all set, okay?
Can you stake it out like you did last time?
Yep, it's all been rearranged.
Okay.
Plus or minus a couple feet.
Okay.
So, but I think we should be good.
So we'll be down that Saturday again,
Okay.
just like we were last time.
Alright.
Hey, thank you. We'll get it ironed out sooner or later.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully the sewers don't come in before that Saturday. Things might move a little on you, but.
I'm not touching that one. Mary Jo Beers. Dave, you're representing?
Yeah, I'm representing Mary Jo.
Okay.
My name's Dave DuBois. I had some rock to the break wall revetment.
Okay.
Have splash over on the back of it, so it doesn't wash out.
Yeah, we're just reviewing for hazard area permit.
Yes, yeah. And the DEC gave me the okay, they didn't need a permit.
That's a big hurdle.
Oh, it's a big hurdle, yeah. That one's a good one.
Yeah, we were down there, we didn't get, it'll help. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
well, yeah. It's just the one area in between the toe stones and the top wall.
Sure.
Where there's lacking.
Is there any questions from the board as to what you're doing? What's your time frame, Dave?
Well, as soon as I get the permits approval, I think I gotta go through the conservation board too. That's what,
I'm not sure about that. Conservation or is it planning? I'm not sure.
all the planning.
For the conservation corridor.
Okay, so yeah, once that's complete,
Okay, all right,
yeah, I'm ready to go.
weather hasn't been too bad.
No, it's not pretty good. Well, the lake's starting to climb now.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? I don't have any comments with this, because I think it's something that should be done.
We haven't heard anything back from the LWRP. Said it's been ordered, but we don't know if there's anything back.
I haven't
But they're aware
received
of
it.
it, so it's consistent. Make a motion of the application of Mary Jo Beers, property at 7646 Lupo Drive, seeking a coastal erosion hazard area permit to install 167 linear feet of additional rocks and geotextile thermal fabric. Be approved. We have the letter, the coastal hazard permit application, DEC letter of no jurisdiction, multiple photos, multiple drawings.
Motion made by Eddie Hay, second by Carl Roth to approve the coastal erosion hazard area permit for Mary Jo Beers, 7646 Newport Drive, for the addition of 167 linear feet of rock for protection of the lake. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Lauren Boss,
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Ed Haig.
Aye.
Carl Roth.
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye.
Hey, Carrie, you're all set so far, Dave?
Very good, thank you.
You bet. And Donovan,
Present.
you like to tell the board what you're, almost the same thing.
It is almost the same thing. I think it's the same thing. Want to install about 30 feet of riprap, armor stone on the property. It's got armor stone today. We're starting to augment that right now. Unfortunately, the stone goes right to the edge of a wooden deck. And we bought the property in 2017, so we got to live through the 2017 high water and the 2019 high water. In the 2017 high water, we did have some damage. There's some wooden posts that go down, and the wave action there, we had to repair that afterwards. So this is hopefully going to give us a little bit of a cushion to prevent that from happening in the future.
Have you, it looks to me like it won't be very easy to get the rock through the lake.
Unfortunately, the property is landlocked. I would love to have had a way to get around and do this from the shore side that would save a fair amount of money. But the group we're going to use has the barge, and they'll bring the stuff out via the barge.
That was our guess.
Yeah, no, it's, I said if I could buy a barge, start renting that out, I could be a little bit more, I'd be a rich man, but the same work off the barge is very expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty tight down there, right
It
there.
is, it's the type of the neighbor to my west had it done a couple of years ago. So it makes for a nice sight to see the barge come up there. So it's been done. We probably need a little bit more water than we have right now to float the barge in there. But by, I think the time will likely be next fall now. We're, permits and all.
Sure.
But I think we're probably shooting toward the fall timeframe. They want to combine projects as much as they can to leverage that. So I think we're not looking toward the fall time period.
Okay. It looks to me like if, who's doing the work?
Martin's Tide Sides out of Newark.
Okay.
They did a property 2 lots to my east a couple
okay.
years ago, so they did a good job for them. So
They're,
we're gonna pull them out.
they're the ones, are they advertise on the radio with their kids?
They have kids. I haven't heard their advertisement. I've been out to their shop there, so they have some kids for sure. Do they?
Well, let's hope the water behaves itself between now and fall.
It is, well, yeah, I agree. We'll keep our fingers crossed.
I've been around the lake a long time, but you never know.
We got lucky. We bought it in March and didn't think twice about water levels. And then, 2 months later, whoa, we got lucky. The property is high enough as it is. We had some problems that you guys are probably more familiar with.
Yes.
As it gets toward the others, they had some flooding both times. They've had flooding out the other side that we didn't come in our. We weren't smart enough to think through that, but we got lucky that it doesn't impact our property line.
It's a beautiful lake, but it can be awfully mean.
It blows pretty hard sometimes.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Any further questions for it? I think it's something that's gonna have to be done.
I'll make a motion for Brian Donovan of 5910 West Latonia Beach Road to install an additional 30 feet of inner stone for a coastal erosion hazard area permit. All the documentation has been submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Carl Roth, second by Rocky Ellsworth to approve the coastal erosion hazard area permit for Brian Donovan, 5910 West Latonia Beach Road, for additional protection of 30 feet of armor stone stabilization of the bank. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Vaz,
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Ed Haig,
Aye.
Carl Roth,
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Aye.
Carrie, okay, you're all set from this board.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You too, sir.
Hey, Greg, Keeler Construction.
Yep. Be nice to me, please. Greg Rose from Keeler Construction and Barry Stone, so hopefully that can answer you guys' questions for, Moscow Lake property.
Well, if I understand right, the basic thing is you're trying to add 10 point some acres.
Yeah, we got two things we're trying to accomplish down there that approach the simpler one, I think, first is, yeah, we have on the property down there, we've reached the permitted by DEC limits for our mine down there.
Yeah.
And we want to expand that out to the outer edges of the property, which would increase the mine area by a little over 10 acres. Is what we're looking to add to the existing mine. So.
I think we were talking about, I think the original property has use variance.
Yeah, there's been some confusion, and I've talked to a bunch of people about it myself, and apparently there was a special use permit issued, but there's no record of it anyplace from previous applications by the original owner, so.
Someone said to the county they got lost, something happened, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But,
I know we have, I think you guys had some of the paperwork that Dave Herring from our company submitted.
Yeah.
And there is a letter in there, one of the permit applications was given to DEC, I believe it was back in 1990. I might be wrong on the date, and I'm not gonna dig and look for it right now, but in there was, Charlie Myers was a supervisor at the time, and he signed off on a special use permit and also recognizing DEC as the lead agency for the permit renewal at that time. But I know that Cheryl has looked, I know I've talked to her, I know Dave's talked to her, and nobody can seem to find what that special, the only permit that Cheryl found for me, and that was back in 2019 when Keeler's bought the property, and she went down and looked through the archives, there was a permit, not a special use, sorry, there was a permit issued for a sign to be installed down there that never was installed. But that was the only thing she could find in 2019 pertaining to that property.
I know what that, we talked about that. I was almost positive that it was granted a use variance, which we rarely do.
Mm-hmm.
But that down there is a special use. There is no other use for that
Right.
permit. But for some reason, nobody could find any records.
Yeah. I know DEC has sent letters to Dave, and I believe you guys have that information too, that mining had been done on that site back into as far as 1975. Permits weren't required at that time, but there was mining done there. And then once the DEC started requiring mines, then Rocky Ellsworth submitted his application to get a permit to mine there. So I don't know where it all got lost in the shuffle.
Well, I personally think we should schedule a public hearing and go for a use variance, and it's clear enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my own personal opinion, because that's what it's there for. And we don't have any other event we can grant.
Mm-hmm.
Other than, it's not really a special use permit, it's a different cup of tea, at least for me.
Okay.
I don't know what the board thinks.
If the use variance, though, then can it be reclaimed back?
But it has to be by our DEC permit. We have to reclaim the area back.
Because I was thinking, last time we done this, didn't we do a special use permit, but
We haven't had special use permits.
Right, I know that, we haven't had them in a long time, that's what the planning board, but
Right, yeah.
I still remember doing something for this property years ago.
That's. I've been here a long time, and I know it's a use variance, but we have no record of it.
Right.
So I think we should just do it, and then it's on record.
Mm-hmm.
That's my own personal opinion, right or wrong.
And then second part of our application that may have muddied some of it up a little bit. And I don't know if you guys have questions about the C and D permit that we applied for that property and what that entails, so.
Yeah, that's if you bring some stone in or something, or
Yeah, basically what we're doing is we've asked, we've registered with DEC on that site to be able to bring in construction and demolition materials. And our request for that, to register for that, we're specifically stating we would only accept milled asphalt from roadways.
sure, Millie.
Millings from roadways, concrete rubble from sidewalks, curbs, things like that. And then the other thing we would accept would be wood chips from any clearing and grubbing projects that may take place.
Yeah.
Really looking at that, to use that down at that site is really just a staging area. No intention. We have limits on what we can accept. We have to keep them separated. When that material comes in, we're required by DEC to record that by month, how many yards or tons come into the site. And likewise, when that material leaves the site, we're required to record how much is taken out of the site. And then annually, I do a report that I submit to DEC that outlines all of that and submit that to them for the facility. We're currently doing it at our Albion quarry. We do the same thing, but we don't accept wood chips there, but just millings and concrete from Keeler's
So
construction
you won't be
projects.
doing any of the grinding of the product there
I don't anticipate
site,
that,
it's
you
just
know,
until you're brought in, staged, and then at another time moved to a different.
yeah, the only time I think we may see something that would be processed through there is if we were to process some concrete or something like that for subbase, and if that was the case, we'd be bringing in portable material. We're limited on that during our application process. If we have anything over 150 horsepower, then we would have to permit or apply for an air permit. We don't want to get into that. So we would be bringing in portable equipment to crush that down, and it would be of small enough size that it wouldn't trigger an air permit requirement for the property. So.
I'm sure they monitor you pretty close for anything toxic in their opinion.
Oh, we have to report anything toxic immediately to them. That's a condition of our permit. I've been doing it for 5 years now out at the Albion pit. It's not fun, and now we're gonna add this one, so I'm not looking forward to that part of it, but anyway, it's just part of the job, so, but yeah, we have pretty stringent stipulations in there, and they can come and inspect us at any time for the
Sure.
facility. But if we have anything outside of what we've registered for, we have to report it, we have to make sure it's hauled away, we have to register where it went to a registered landfill and how much went and everything like that, if we do get anything that's not outlined in our registration. So.
Well, then, I guess we'll just schedule a public hearing for, use variance. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess if it's being used that way already and there's no record of it, we should get it on record, because it's consistent. There are two other ones.
Yeah, there's one right behind that.
There's one right behind you, right next to my brother lives down there, so, you know, there's one there. It's consistent with something in the area. It's not like we're grabbing for straws for something to do, but probably should do something to make it. So somewhere's down the road, you know, somebody says something, yeah, we got the paperwork, everything's in place.
Well, I think if we clear it up.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And now we're still, and why it happened, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, so.
That's quite a few years ago, you know, what happened to records.
I remember a pit being there when I was a kid, but that doesn't mean anything in this instance.
Okay, that's all we'll do.
Make a motion for Keeler Construction Inc. at 1700 Moscow Road for an accessory use variance for a public hearing on March 20th after 7 o'clock for mining operations and also to import and process construction and demolition debris.
Second?
Motion made by Carl Roth, second by Eddie Hay, to schedule a public hearing for Keeler Construction, 1700 Moscow Road, for seeking a area use variance plus your demolition C&D permits for Monday, March 20th after 7 o'clock. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Boss,
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth,
Aye.
Ed Hay,
Aye.
Carl Roth,
Aye.
Jonathan Vogler.
Okay, carried, and have your fee in prior to 27th of February.
Okay.
Okay, any
Thank you.
questions?
I don't have any, you guys have any?
Should we put in there, she put in that motion to expand, did you put in there something about expansion of the mine?
Mining operation.
It would include the whole,
Yeah,
Including plus the.
Should the 10.32 acre
Including plus the
expansion be included
10.32.
on the motion?
We're going back for the existing two.
yes, we're doing the whole
The
thing.
whole thing, so. I don't know how big the whole, how big is the whole?
So it's just under 50 acres, 49 point something is the property, because it's 1700 and
increase
1710
the
is
existing
the
by
Addresses.
10.3 acres. That would put it in there.
Amend the motion for the existing and to increase for 10.32 acres.
Second amendment.
I'm just thinking, should we make it for the, what'd you say was 49 point, make the thing the whole?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it for the whole amount, because we have a setback that we're required by
Okay,
DEC
alright.
off the road,
So
so
we'll
that
stick with
portion
the
of
way
the
we're
road,
doing it.
yeah, we'll never be able to go into that portion.
Okay, all right,
So-
that's fair enough, all right.
And with there it covers the adding the 10 acres if they
Yep.
wanna add.
Mhm.
And
It's,
what-
the original is there, plus
Yeah.
adding 10 more.
Yeah, and the original's
Fine.
really played out, so
Yeah.
there's really nothing that's gonna happen on the original site, except the storage of the C and D materials now. So,
Motion made by Carl Rock, second by Eddie Hay to schedule this hearing for March 20th after 7 o'clock with the addition of the 10.5 acres on the existing property. That sound right? 10.32. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Boss.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Hay.
Aye.
Carl Rock.
Aye.
Jonathan Mobley.
There. Hopefully. Thank you.
sounds good, thank you very much.
You bet. Okay, now we'll move down to the man property. I believe we passed everything, but apparently there was an error in the, is anybody here representing man? I don't think so, no. It says due to map error, the lot size is acting 0.908 plus slash, whatever that means.
Plus or minus.
Give or
Plus or
take
minus.
there.
And in our motion, we had 0.98. So I guess what I'm asking is, I think if we make a new motion to change it from that to, from the 0.98 to the 0.908 plus. I think they'll make it legal. Isn't that right? They would do something else. Unless somebody else got an idea. Our legal department's not here.
Smaller lot size, that's smaller than we proposed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we passed everything except
Yeah, does it really
they
matter? if it
found
goes
a
smaller?
mistake and,
Does it really matter if it goes smaller than what we gave a variance for then?
I'm only doing what I was told.
Because we're
so
going-
I have no idea.
I'm just asking the question, yes, just curious.
What are we going, 0.072 acres smaller?
Smaller, that's what I mean, but we gave him 9.8, so in theory, he's just making slightly smaller than we gave him the variance for.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, alright, just, I seems confused.
But I was told by the code enforcement that they didn't want to accept it.
Okay,
That's all I'm going by.
alright. I'm asking questions.
Well, you see, we probably gotta do that because the minimum lot size is 2 acres, so we're
Yeah,
Big property.
creating smaller yet than it's
it's a
supposed to
smaller variance, yes.
be. So anyhow,
I guess that's where we're going.
Okay, Rocky, it's in your ballpark.
I'll make a motion for property owned by Thomas Mann, 179 Church Road, multiple variances. The from Town Code 520-11B 1A. Instead of the minimum lot size of 2 acres, we will allow 0.908 acres. From Town Code 520-11B 1B, instead of a minimum lot width of 250 feet, we will grant a variance for a width of 130 feet. From Town Code 520.41B 1A 3B, no animals are supposed to be kept within 150 feet of any adjoining residence or 50 feet from any lot line. We'll grant a variance from that.
Second.
Motion made by Rocky Algor, second by Jonathan Volker to correct the map error due to lot size misinformation. Clerk, please poll the vote.
Norm Boss.
Aye.
Rocky Ellsworth.
Aye.
Ed Hay. Carl Rock.
Abstain.
Jonathan Vogel.
Aye.
Carried. Right or wrong? That's what it is. Okay, that completes, now we're down to discussion. I have nothing.
Am I in the wrong place?
I'm sure. Let's see. Angel, you want to give us a speech?
What are you here for?
I thought I was here to get a variance, hopefully to drill geothermal wells.
We haven't seen it. It's
Not on the agenda.
not on the agenda.
Did you turn in paperwork?
Yeah,
What was the name again?
it was for, Martin. The name, the address is,
Last name Martin? Or,
yeah. It's 6968 Benedict Beach.
968 Benedict.
Carol told me to come here.
Yeah, see, we only get what Cheryl gives us, and
I only drove like an hour and a half.
What was being proposed at that property?
To drill vertical wells to put in a geothermal loop field, and it's on the lake side, and it's supposed to be 200 feet from the lake, and we've got to be about 180. Just because they have a fence and stuff in their backyard that prevents us from being 200 feet.
So you're gonna need a 20-foot variance then?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, 180, 200.
Yeah. It's like I forgot the acronym right now. The coastline.
Coastal
Coastal erosion, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Coastal erosion.
So the DEC, we applied for a permit. She said that the DEC said we don't, they're okay with it. And then I have emails from Cheryl telling me to come to this meeting today.
gee, glad we know about it.
I got nothing in my.
You got nothing?
Can we add him to the agenda, or are we not allowed to?
We don't
do
have,
that? Yeah.
we don't have the paperwork that,
Yeah. I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
You don't have any paperwork with you, do you? You don't have anything.
Well, she told, I could pull it up my phone. I have it all in my files from my work.
Did you,
She told me she was good, like she would print the stuff and.
well, she had an emergency, so
Maybe.
Okay.
It's right near the 6984 that we just did.
Yeah.
That's what's on the street.
Holy mackerel. Absolutely. There's nothing on our debts tonight.
Packets.
Oh,
Oh.
no,
Oh.
maybe?
Have a good one, Greg. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
No, sorry. I saw the name Martin, but it's not the name.
Yeah, that's the Donovan is
Yeah,
using Martin
that's-
something or other.
No, that's, it just caught my attention.
Yeah, we'll run down to him. I'll get you. Jennifer's going down. Cause I
She never.
And
she
I didn't get an
emailed
email.
me.
Cause
Some
some,
email, I'm not aware of.
sometimes she emails us, you know, with updates.
They're usually not this late in the day. I mean, if we
Yeah, I'm trying
had
to think of-
paperwork, I would do it, but.
Cause in my emails,
I got nothing today.
yeah,
Huh.
Is she available by phone or?
there was nothing in her emails today, Jennifer, cause sometimes there is, you know,
Right.
but
Would usually there's something that it would be laying here. when we- Excuse me, when we get here, but I've got nothing. I don't know. Is it possible? You're the installer?
Yes, sir.
I just talked to her last week and she never mentioned anything to me about it,
when we looked at the property Saturday, there was nothing.
so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything by email. She sent me, asked me to fill in.
I don't believe we can't do it legally now with no.
No, we still have to post it on the agenda, I think, at least 24 hours.
Alright,
Yes,
I really
know
did
what
drive an
happened.
hour and a half and I'm super bummed out about this. Yeah.
The next one is Monday, March 20th
Okay.
at 7 p.m. And we will all make sure that you are on the agenda and
Write your
Cheryl
name.
is ready.
Write your name on the, over there by the door, and then we'll just have Cheryl make sure.
Sorry about that. She had a procedure today and
I know, I mean, I've been
Emergency
going back and forth with
popped
her about this for months, to be totally honest with you. Pretty ridiculous, but whatever. Alright, thank you.
Oh,
Hey, you saw me get emails or something.
yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that name. Ever. It's kind of weird, but I don't know.
close the meeting. Close the meeting.
We get reports first.
We got one more to go.
Oh.
Anything from, town board?
We have a public hearing coming up.
Right, for the.
Noise ordinance. Barbed wire fencing. Propane tanks permits for propane tanks and battery energy storage devices. So we have that moratorium that's almost about to expire, so we need to get something in the code.
What's being proposed for barbed wire fencing?
So that, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet.
Cause I was thinking,
Currently, we don't, this is what I think it is. Currently, we don't allow barbed wire fencing, but we did allow it around some of the cell towers. So I think we are going to incorporate it into the code.
Or cell towers, or special.
okay, cause I was,
Yeah, we've been down this road before.
yeah, cause I was gonna say, I never used it, but I know of farmers that do use it. And if I remembered right, as long as it was being used for livestock,
Yes,
it's
livestock is not a variance, however.
right, it's
Right,
allowable.
right.
So that's why I was
You
asking
guys
what you
just
were
did one
proposing.
for a barbed wire fence. not
'Cause,
so.
There's still at least one farm I know of that does use
Yes,
barbed wire
that
fencing.
is still in the code and allowed. We're
Okay.
just trying, the cell tower, there's a couple other special use
Okay.
cases that we're just trying to incorporate.
Okay, well, that's why I was asking Jennifer, wait, what? Okay,
Anything else?
Sewers are going, I'm sure you guys have seen,
Oh,
they're in full force.
Start flying.
Yeah, they are. No, nothing else.
Okay.
anything from building department? Oh, that, we always ask.
No, I think it's smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Barring no further business, I move we